Hey guys, this is Burgundy with Slip Stitch Chain, and I just want to get on here and show you guys this hand bracelet that I came up with. It is called the Twyla Hand Bracelets. I really like the way it looks, kind of like vines wrapping around my arm. I usually leave them tied so when I put them on it's easier to wrap up, but they kind of give me elf, witchy, sylvan vibes depending on the color that I have them made in. Right now I have them made in this really pretty like celery sage green. Today we're going to be making them in this orange clay color. It's Craft Smart called clay and medium 4 worsted weight yarn. And then we're going to be using a 4mm hook, and then tapestry needle, some stitch markers, and some scissors. But let us jump right in. I'll be right back. And what I really love about this pattern is it's very simple, very easy to make. There's not a lot of rows. It's basically just making chains and connecting them. So what you're going to do by starting off is make a slip knot. And then you're going to chain 100 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 27, 28, 29. I will meet you back here when we get 100 stitches. One moment. Okay, and we just chained to 100. What I like to do is take a stitch marker and mark that I have done 100 stitches. It just makes it easier to count whenever you're like evening it out and you have to do more. So I'm going to put a stitch marker. I got this from, let me see, get it fame. Nerpreneur, it's a horde symbol. I'll link it below. Okay, so mark the stitch. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to chain 40 more. And you're just using the stitch marker instead of having to count out 140. You're just going to count out that many, 100, and then add 40. So we got 1, 2, and I will meet you back when we get to the end of 40 stitches. 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. So with this, you're going to mark, use another stitch marker, and mark the 40th stitch. Do that. Okay, so we're right after the 140 that you've chained so far. You're going to mark your 40th stitch right here, the 140th actually. You're going to mark that, and now we're going to create the finger hole. So you're going to do 10 chains, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So after you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, always double count. So after you have 10 chains, after that stitch marker, you're going to slip stitch back into the space with the stitch marker to create your finger hole. Okay? So what we're going to do now is chain 40 more. So we're going to chain 40, and then I will meet you back here. 39 and 40. So what you're going to do now is take the stitch mark you have right here marking where to put your finger hole, and take that off. And then you're going to mark the 40th stitch after the finger hole right here. Make sure I gotta get it off, stuck from the other piece of yarn. Okay, so what we're going to do now is finish up the basic piece of the hand bracelet. So just like before, you did chain 100, chain 40, finger hole, chain. Now we're doing chain 40. And then the next part of that is we're going to chain 100 more chains at the end. So I'm going to chain 100, and then I'll meet you right back here to show you how to do the next part of the bracelet. So at the end of chaining 100, what we're going to do is cut a tail to finish this off. And like I always do, I always chain one at the end, pull through, pull securely so it knots up on itself. And usually before I move on to doing the next part of these hand bracelets, just to save myself some time, I go ahead and weave in the ends. So I kind of feed this through the chain and tie in my knots. It just makes it a little bit easier, and that's where I'm not weaving a bunch of ends in at one time. So I kind of weave it through there, and what you're going to do is weave as far, like a decent amount, down through the chain. And then you're going to hold the stitches on it as you're pulling the needle through. and pull all the way through. And then I usually should pull on the chain to actually pull in the tail a little bit easier. I'm sorry. And then I'll put a knot at the end of the bracelet to kind of give it a finished polish look. So you have like a little edge or end, I guess. And I will do that to both sides, and let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so after you have your ends finished off, it should look something like this. Okay, and you can remove your stitch markers because we're not going to need them for the rest of this pattern. So to work up that little bit of, I guess, lattice triangle work, what you're going to do is insert your hook into one of the 2 stitches down here. Okay, and then you're going to make a slip stitch with some working yarn. And then you're going to attach that to the hook. Okay, and then you're going to slip stitch onto it. And then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and then 3. And to get the lattice work effect, what you're going to do is look at the other side from where you slip stitch to. You go 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So the 4th chain up, you're going to slip stitch to. Okay, pull that through and pull tight. And you'll see that little tiny little space right there. Okay, and next you're going to chain 5. Let me get this yarn untangled from the ends real quick. Okay, so you're going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And what you're going to do is, to get that lattice work effect, you're going to go over to the other side, not the side you're currently attached to, but the other strap, and you're going to count up 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. And then insert your hook, and then slip stitch to it. And pull tight. Okay? You'll see the little effect that it's making right there. Okay, and you're going to try to stay as much as you can on the front so it makes it easier where it doesn't twist. So the next step is we're going to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. And then you're going to go over to the other side, and from where you have slip stitch already, you're going to count up 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you insert your hook and slip stitch to the 8th chain from where you previously slip stitched to. And as you can tell, it's making that lattice work kind of effect. Okay, and then so the last part of the pattern is you're going to do chain 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the side you previously, so the opposite side where you have slip stitch to, you're going to slip stitch back into. So you're going to count up 10 on that side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. And you're going to slip stitch to the 10th from this right here. Okay, so slip stitch there. And then, like through all of my patterns, I always do a chain 1 at the end to knot it up so it doesn't come undone. You're going to cut a tail. And after all that, you should have a shape that looks like this. So whenever you put the bracelet on, it's going to pull. Put my finger in it. Whew. It's going to pull and give you that effect of the lattice work. At the end of this, you're going to go back with a tapestry needle and then weave in your ends. So let me find my tapestry needle. I will weave in the ends and I'll be back to show you both of them in this color, and I'll meet you back in just a second. Okay, and these are the finished Twyla hand bracelets. I love how elfy and witchy they look. I like the little bit of lattice work and how it looks like vines creeping up. Like I said, I usually either have someone tie them or I tie them and then leave them tied. So whenever I gotta put them on, all I have to do is put them on and then wrap it around my arm. But here they are up close. They're very simple to do. They probably take maybe a total of 10 minutes, if that, to make them. We'll have the written pattern on our blog. Also, you can check out, we have a couple of different colors made in the shop, but we also have some different colors on our Instagram feed and photos and inspiration for outfits to wear with them. I personally wear it with more of like a witch core, raven core, a little bit cottage core, basically anything I can do in dark or fall colors. But if you make them, let us know. Tag us on Instagram. We'd love it. And you guys have a great day. Bye.